It's very hard not to do that. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video here on EMKWAN Reviews. Now, as you can tell, this thing in my hand might look like something else, but it is in fact the Dyson V11 cordless vacuum. And what I want to do in this video is give you a review, a hands-on review with my time spent with this. But I'm also going to tie it up with something else, something that I've never done here on the channel before, which is a clean with me video. My wife has been watching these videos and apparently they're incredibly popular here on the YouTube platform. So I thought, hey, why not combine a traditional tech review with something else that's popular here on the platform. So we're gonna have a tech review stroke clean with me video. Now the idea is still to cover the basic tech. So I'm gonna go through the specs, the tech element of this product, but I'm gonna do that with something that practically needs to get done, which is cleaning this space here, the space that I film in, which is my kind of YouTube space, but also the spare bedroom. So here is the space that we have to work with. Now you might have seen this space from my previous YouTube videos. Essentially, there are a couple of things. One, I've moved a few things around. These two cabinets now are on this side. So that means there's a lot of dust around that corner. There's actually dust on the other side of this, which I'll show you in a moment. As well as that, over the last couple of days here in Abu Dhabi, we've actually got a lot of rain. So this window was not entirely open, but it was left open enough just for a bit of sand to come in. So on the floor here, you've got this minute sort of sand particles and it's really gritty, and yeah, it needs a good hoovering up. As well as that, you can see the kids have actually been in this room. They're not actually allowed to come into this room, but sometimes they manage to open the doors and they get in. So we've got kind of kid food, kid stuff lying around, so all that needs cleaning up. Now, the likelihood is if you're watching this video, you're also considering buying a Dyson V11. So you're probably wondering which version to go with, because there are a few versions that you can choose from. This particular model that I have here is actually our own model. Dyson sent us out a V11 to review or to test. We liked it so much that we ended up purchasing our own. So this is the one that we're using at the moment. This particular model is the V11 Absolute, and it comes with essentially a few differences from some of the other versions. Number one, this particular colorway that you get, this kind of blue purple long pole essentially, if you like, and color scheme. But as well as that, with the V11, the internals are pretty much the same, but there are some changes with the display. On this one here, you can see that you've got this bright contrast display, whereas on the animal version, I believe, or one of the version considered lower than this, but it's essentially the same, the display is different. That's one of the major differences. As well as that, you're going to get more accessories or more extras with the V11 Absolute than you are with some of the other versions. So this comes with a range of different heads. Some of those heads are soft roller heads, others are for tiles. As well as that, you're going to get a couple of accessories here for those nooks and crannies to help you get the best clean possible. So the two main accessories that we use tend to be this one over here, obviously the pole with this particular roller. This roller actually is a roller that works quite well on the tiles, but it also works quite well on carpets. Now in the living room, we have a couple of rugs, so this will work quite well on there. Now what's really interesting is on the V11, you have a dynamic load sensor, and what that does is it adjusts the suction rate so that you're actually getting a much deeper clean when you're going over the, let's say, carpet or rug area as opposed to hard surfaces. So that's one of the things that really stands out. That's one of the accessories that we use a great deal of. The other main accessory is one that's used for the nooks and crannies, the kind of corner parts of the apartment. Now we don't have very many areas of the apartment which are kind of hidden or, like, you know, hard to get to because it's quite a level, straight out apartment. So that's used to kind of combat dust that builds up in those corners over there. last couple of years, Dyson have been making a move away from the traditional wired vacuum cleaners to this, the cordless vacuum cleaners. The previous generation was the Dyson V10, and this is the V11. So the differences between them are a couple of things. Number one, it's slightly heavier. It's not actually noticeably heavier, but it is heavier than the V10. That weighed in just under 3 kg. This is slightly over 3 kg. It's still very comfortable with one-handed use. I think the weight distribution, and Dyson have done this very well, is actually very easy to maneuver even when you have extensions attached. So much so that our 5-year-old sometimes ends up taking this himself, cleans up his mess, especially when he's been eating. So it shows you just how light it is and easy it is to use. The extra weight that has been piled on is down to the battery. So you're getting much better battery between the charges on the V11 than you are with the V10. As well as that, Dyson have increased the motor. It's supposed to have a 20% more powerful motor between this and the V10, and that improves when it comes to suction, and it also improves the airflow with the V11. Zap that thing up. There goes the dead moth and all that dust around the skirting board. All done. As simple as that. Now, one of the things that I want to also mention with the V11 is the fact that over here you can see that you have an LED screen. Now, when I first read about this, this really was kind of weird, because I was like, why would you need an LED screen on a cordless vacuum cleaner? But that makes a lot of sense to this. Let me explain. So that LED display serves more than one function. It actually makes life incredibly easy. Notice that single button that we have over here. If you press that, you can actually go through the different modes. Now, you essentially have 3 modes to choose from. You have boost. Boost is when the V11 really kicks in, and that's to kind of really increase when the suction rate, when you need that. When you go to medium, it's kind of medium. I mean, that's the best way to describe it, and that's the one that we normally use. But if you want to conserve the suction, and you want to also conserve on battery life, then Eco is there. Now, all of these different modes that you activate will have an impact on the battery life. So if I go to Eco and fire this out a little, it should show me over there how much time I actually have with the battery life. Now I'm going to just zoom in and show you. It says that I have about 38 minutes and 6 seconds with the Eco mode. Now if I go to medium, which is this one here, fire that off, and you can hear it sounds slightly different now. It sounds like it sounds a little more powerful than the Eco mode. You can see here in terms of battery life, I'm gonna get about 20 minutes and 21 seconds. So there is a difference between Eco and medium, but the big jump comes when you go into boost, because just take a listen to this. I mean, that thing is sucking it up. And if you have a look there now, it's gone from, what was it, about 30 minutes or so in the Eco, all the way down to about 4 minutes. So that LED screen gives you a practical demonstration of the different modes you are in, but also the differences on battery life. There's another advantage to that LED display, which is this. Check this out. I'm gonna just remove the filter slightly. When I remove the filter, I'll get this error message showing up. Now, as well as getting an error message, the LED display can help with a small animation that shows you how you need to fix that error. So it's just given me the sort of graphic that what I need to do is just slide it back, and there we go, the error message is gone. Now that's really useful, because sometimes you can get obstructions in the main compartment with its different accessories. If there is an obstruction, and if that needs kind of solving or fixing, the Dyson V11 will let you know via the LED screen, and you know exactly through the animation what part is affected and ultimately how you can remedy it. Such a shame that Coco Pops gone to waste. And I don't know if you can tell there, it's done such a good job with picking it up from that section over there. Oh yeah. All picked up very, very easily. think I've got some more Coco Pops over here. This is like one of the worst rugs to kind of vacuum up because it's really hard to tell the differences if you've got stuff over here. So a couple of things. Noise. It's actually not very noisy. Obviously between the Eco and the Boost, there is going to be a difference in terms of audibly. You're going to notice the Boost is much more louder than the Eco. Typically in our house, we don't vacuum when the kids are asleep, but if we do have to vacuum, it's either always on Eco or medium, never on Boost unless you want to kind of entertain kids in the middle of the night. So two things that I would kind of hope they would improve in version 12 when it comes out. The first thing is that trigger over here. It's really easy to hit that trigger, particularly when you're picking it up and moving it around, and sometimes that can kind of catch you off guard. It would be nice, I don't know, if you had like some kind of safety lock on this, something that you would either switch on or off before you hit the trigger. It would just make it a little easier. The second thing for me that I would like to see improved is this compartment over here. This is essentially where all that dust and dirt is going to accumulate. I feel on the V11 it's a little small. And that there is a wrap. Black bag full of rubbish that needs to be thrown away. But I think that's it. So most of the Coco Pops have been picked up, and that gritty sand feeling that I had when I walked into the room this morning is no longer there. So I think the Dyson V11 has done a good job. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. One last thing that I do want to mention is the fact that this does come with an on-the-wall charger. We decided not to install it. It does make life a hell of a lot easier, but I just don't feel comfortable drilling into these apartment walls, so we decided against that. But it does come with a really small kind of brick and wire setup that you can just plug in there and you're good to go. One of the things with the cordless, it has very many advantages, but one of the disadvantages is the fact that you need to have this charged up if you want to start vacuuming. And this might mean some adjustment for some of you guys if you're going to opt for that, if you're going to move from a wired to a cordless setup. And the other thing is that I hope Dyson in the future can figure out a way of fast charging, because this will require between 4 and 4.5 hours to get up to maximum charge, which it feels like a lot of time. And there have been occasions when we needed to vacuum some mess or some kind of disaster, and we didn't have enough juice in this. Finally, the pricing. In this part of the world, this is going to set you back about 3,000 dirhams. You might be able to find it a little cheaper online, but typically speaking, Dyson, and we've owned a couple of their products, do a very, very good job when it comes to build quality, when it also comes to support and warranty as well. You're going to get sort of extended warranty on this regardless of the fact that you're here in the Middle East or anywhere else in the world. And if you want to check that out, I'll post a link down below as well in terms of where you can purchase this from. So yeah, let me know. I mean, this is my first clean with me video review combo. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, and if you'd like to see more and you're new around here, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video here on EMKWAN Reviews. Until then, peace and blessings. Stay clean.